Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast, presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We have DJ Never.
Yo, what up?
We got DJ D Miles.
What up?
We got Jamie the Great.
Yeah.
D Miles, welcome back, my friend.
Gracias.
How you feeling? How's your knee and your ass feeling?
Ass is good and fixed and well, stitched up, you know.
Wait, what? I didn't even know all that shit.
Nah, man. No, you know what, dude? My knee is cool. It's just one of them things. I had like a bunch of sports injuries growing up, and I think it's kind of when I continue to work out, like just the wear and tear over time, it kind of caught up to me. So now they want to go in and get it scoped out and make sure everything's cool.
Yeah.
So it's a basic surgery. At the most, I'll be down 2 weeks. It's not horrible, but it's just, thankfully at this point, I have a decent insurance, so I don't have to come out of the pocket all crazy. Because before, I definitely wouldn't be able to afford it, and Lord knows how much I would have to pay. So,
Yeah.
it's just good, man. I'll be able to get it out the way. Hopefully, never have to worry about it again. You know what I'm saying? Get back to my normal shit.
Good,
Leaving
man.
shit last minute like always, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's my last minute dude.
I probably should have did this years ago.
Yes. Just like your ass.
Just like your ass. You leave it to the last minute, yo.
It's a black thing, man.
It is.
We tend to wait till the last minute to have to take care of
Oh,
shit.
so it's really broken. Okay. I guess we're fixing that.
Yeah, it's a pride thing, too. It's
Yeah,
just like,
man.
It's a pride thing. How is it a pride thing, though?
Because you just always want to believe you're okay. And I'm just like, I'm all right. It'll go away.
It's gonna go away.
just never
Eventually,
goes
it's gonna go away.
I feel like it's a pride thing, but it's probably also a fear thing. You don't really want to know how bad it is and
Yeah,
shit.
that's
You want to
I
believe.
think, yeah.
You want to
that's true.
believe, like,
I feel like
Everything's
it's
fine.
an admission. If I go to the doctor, it's going to confirm what I
it'll
already
go
know.
away. Oh, this ain't that bad. And then meanwhile, you were walking on that shit for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's
I was
fucking
I
nuts.
was not only walking, I was working out on it, running, doing CrossFit.
Nuts.
Standing for like 5 hours.
Yeah, DJing. So I was like compounding whatever was already wrong, just times 10.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
That's
The doctor,
crazy.
he was joking, but he was serious. He's like, yo, you have like the knees of like a 70-year-old.
Oh shit.
He's like, your knees are so worn down, like from all the shit you've probably done. He's like, you need to get this shit fixed
Both?
ASAP.
Both of these are just the one knee.
the one knee.
Did he check the other knee though?
Yeah, the other knee
Now
was
he
fine.
gets worried.
So the other knee is strong, but I've had so many other injuries that I was compensating a lot, and my body actually got used to the compensation. That's how I was able to deal with it for so long. So I was able to work out and just do all this shit completely fine, and I had like a mental block on the pain until the point now where I couldn't take it anymore. And then the swelling made it even worse with the swelling. It was like infecting my daily routines. I was having a hard time putting my damn shoes on.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Fucking crazy.
it's cool, man. Like, I'm just thankful, like, I can get it done. Hopefully this will never happen again. I got to just take my health a little more serious as I continue to get older,
Fuck, man.
you know?
This
Health
motherfucker
insurance.
works out more than anybody. He eats better than anybody.
I mean, on
Well, kinda.
On paper, you're the healthiest person here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the
Visually too.
but but your ass is always breaking. You're always
Yeah.
breaking your shit because you don't take care of your shit.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't probably go to the doctor and make sure I'm all right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, like Never said, it's like a pride thing, but sometimes you don't even want to hear that shit.
It's a
You're
fear
like,
thing. It's a fear thing.
Did you
It's a
hear what
fear
he?
thing.
Did
Yeah.
you see what he ate when he got here? He was eating a chili dog.
Yeah, scarfed it down crazy.
Damn, you eat like shit, man.
Nah, you know what? I
A
had
chili dog?
Was
That's
it
like-
1 and 2?
2.
Oh shit.
Wait, a chili?
You didn't see it?
Where do you get a chili dog from?
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Dude,
I
was-
always wondered who went there.
Yeah, man.
Why are you eating that shit?
I was on my way here. I stopped by the bank and I was like, I want to get like a healthy Jamba Juice, like get like something like that. And I saw Wiener Schnitzel. I was like, ooh.
Ugh.
That's not what he
haven't
said. He said, I wanted to
swear.
eat something fat.
I haven't had nothing fat or like junk in a while. So I was like, let me just take advantage. Like once a week's not bad. Let me just get it out of my system once. Let me
That
get, like,
doesn't
a
even
chili
look
dog.
good. Is that where they have like the rainbow hats and shit?
No, that's
nah.
a hot dog on a stick.
Yeah.
I'd rather go with there than there.
Yeah, I think hot dog on a stick might be a little healthier.
Yeah, a lot healthier.
Corn dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never had that before. Wiener Snitcher? Is that
Wiener
the name of it?
Schnitzel.
Wiener Snitcher, yeah.
The snitcher of wieners. I had it
I've
once.
seen it always pass by, but I'm like, yeah.
That's like something I'll have once a year. Straight up. Like that's not something I have on
I
a
think I had
regular.
it once when I was 11 and that was it.
Yeah.
I don't even want that once in a life. I'm good.
That's crazy.
Why are you eating that shit? That shit is nasty.
Man, it just hit the spot though. I ain't gonna lie.
He came in here,
Couple
fucking
chili
had a
dogs.
feast in front of us.
Fucking
Yeah.
nasty, man. All right, y'all. Y'all want to talk about what's going on in the government right now since we're all such political enthusiasts?
Oh, let me put my political hat on. Since we get
What's up, man? What's up with y'all peoples?
Boy, what you mean, y'all people? There was one black guy in that fucking whole thing.
Yeah,
What's
we
up
don't-
with your people,
He was
man?
trying to find a stimulus check in there.
What's up with
He
your
was looking for the
people?
computer to change his stimulus check
Yeah.
to.
There was, oh my god,
Did
yeah,
you
the
see-
one black guy.
Yeah,
that
The
was
one
there.
black guy
He had his own agenda
Yeah.
to be up against.
Did you see the meme that said, "If I was a stimulus check, where would I be?"
Man.
Yo, he did look like he worked there, and he just like, what is all this noise? And
Like
just
he
went
had
upstairs.
a coat on like he just got off.
He about to go home. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
He just clocked out, right?
He was
He's
like,
like,
what
"What's
is
going
going
on? Hall
on?
3."
He's like, I got 10 more minutes before my
He's like,
ride
yo-
gets here.
He's like, "Yo, white people going crazy up in here. What the fuck?"
No, it turns out on Twitter that he just saw everything, like motherfuckers going buck wild.
He was walking by,
and he just wanted to know what was going on.
That's how wide open it is. He just walked in.
He
and was
just walked
like,
in.
What's popping?
They
Like,
probably
what's
opened
going
the door for him too and shit.
That's something one of my boys in New York would have done. But they
Yeah, I think anybody would have done that.
but then like I would have went to his house and I would have seen like a stapler with like the United States of
Nancy
America
Pelosi's.
the government.
like the official seal.
Yo, still in Nancy
Like, what
Pelosi's
is-
stapler is crazy.
Yeah,
We see your pens on.
with the U.S. seal, like see a bunch of pens,
You just grabs him. Why is AOC's keyboard in here?
see a bunch of pens and like notepads,
Stationery.
And shit. Yeah.
The stamp with the president with the White House.
Oh,
It's like, man, they don't need that shit. Come on, you know they don't need that shit.
Got a White House notary.
You telling me this is Mike Pence's mouse?
Yo, have you ever seen any shit like that before?
Hell no,
man.
man.
Nah, man.
The storming of the
Yeah.
U.S. Capitol. Have you ever seen
And they
any? of it?
basically got away with it. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody
Well, kind
stopped
of,
them.
kind of.
I mean, now they paying for it, but before
They
they
got
was
it.
just-
They walked away with their lives.
No, that's
man.
what I. That's
Well,
Jesus
well,
Christ.
some of them did.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't.
Well, I mean,
I thought it was ironic that it was like the one shorty.
she
I
tried.
was like, of course, the shorty got shot there, right?
Yeah.
Not
In the
one of
neck.
these. Well, not one of these quote unquote tough guys.
I know, yeah, man.
It was the
That's
one
the
girl that
same.
was jumping over the little doorway, and she just.
It's just so tragic that people had to die over some stupid ass shit like
Over
that, man.
an election. Over they thinking that the election
She was like an
rigged.
Air Force vet.
It
too.
wasn't even real shit.
No,
Yeah.
man.
It was like some real crazy
It's just
shit.
propaganda.
Yeah.
And that's really sad. It's like these motherfuckers climbing over the wall like it's the Berlin Wall, and it's all over fucking voter fraud, supposedly.
I can't get
It's
into the
like-
fucking memes.
Oh, the
I
memes
like
were killing
the
it.
Animaniac, the chick.
Oh, the anime. I got maced. Well,
It's a
why did-
revolution. She said it's a revolution.
Why are you running inside? Because it's a revolution. Where you from? Knoxville, Tennessee. Bitch, you drove from Knoxville all the way over here.
How'd you get there that fast?
For real.
That's like an 18-hour drive.
It is. I looked it up. I was like, shit, that was a drive.
I wonder if Trump is ever gonna have his day. If he's ever gonna be responsible for that shit.
Oh, fuck no.
know.
I don't know, man. He's gotten away with so much.
Yeah,
already.
but come on, man.
I don't know, man.
It's a day of reckoning right now. He can't.
a week
he-
before he's supposed to be out of office.
He's banned
About
from
10
everything.
days,
But
right?
he's banned from everything. Yo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
He's
kind of ill.
banned from everything.
Yeah, man.
Were you
Facebook,
surprised at the come
Instagram,
down?
YouTube, Spotify,
Twitter, Pinterest. He's banned from
Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Yeah, who
yo.
can do a mood board?
Yo, he can't even create his own mood board, yo.
Can't even go on. He can't even go on Tumblr. Like
Yo,
he just.
can't Shopify.
What the fuck he's gonna do a shopping for?
He can't sell.
He can't even open his own Depop.
He can't sell merch. He can't do nothing, yo. He can't sell none of those hats or nothing.
Wow, man.
Jesus.
And then with the dude from Proud Boys was on Fox News.
Which one?
The guy who I guess is Parler founded by them by the Proud Boys. That Parler, it's that app that they've been on.
Which actor?
It's an app called Parler that they've
an
been
app.
using. To, like almost like Twitter, like social media, but it's only for like Trump supporters and MAGA motherfuckers.
Yeah. Here's a funny part.
But it's an affiliate of Amazon or some shit.
Yeah, here's a funny
wow.
part.
Oh shit.
And Amazon shut it down. And then the dude was like, "Yo, they shut us down. They trying to bankrupt us." And it's like, "Yo, no shit.
Man,
What y'all
respect,
think?
They
man.
don't want no part of you right now. What you talking
Yo,
about?
how did he try to ban TikTok and then TikTok banning him? Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
That was
Oh,
crazy.
man.
I'm so, but it's like I
Oh, Pornhub banned him too.
just can't wait for him to just be gone.
I'm
man.
I'm thankful that those platforms took a stance and was like, yeah, we can't fuck with you.
After that shit,
Yeah, like-
come on, man.
Because I was waiting to see who's gonna be first. Who was first? Was it Zuckerberg? Was he the one that kind of
No,
like
it was
initially?
Twitter.
It was Twitter.
Twitter, yeah.
Okay.
Twitter, because they were just like, yo, this
Oh,
shit's just
Twitter,
crazy.
yeah. They gave him
Yeah.
a 12-hour ban or some shit like that, and it just extended to 2
And
weeks.
people are talking about freedom of speech and censorship and shit. I don't really understand that though.
I mean, freedom of speech is cool, but when you're inciting violence, that's not okay.
And lies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And I think it's different too when you're like a public official like that, or you're like
Yeah.
a
You're
president.
the
you know?
president of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
United States, man.
And not only that, these are all private companies.
Right.
You
Yes.
realize that, right?
yeah.
Like they're privately owned.
Right.
It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like
They don't
like
have to abide by jurisdiction.
no, they have their guidelines, so they can kick off whoever the fuck they
Oh, yeah.
want. So
Especially
technically,
Twitter.
it's not freedom of speech because he has the right to say whatever the fuck he want on his own platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he violated Twitter guidelines, and that's why they took him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Inside
don't
it,
think
right.
it's. I don't think it's like stepping the lines of freedom of speech or nothing because
it's
he has
not.
every right to say whatever the fuck he wants.
Right.
They're not banning him from saying whatever he wants. They're just saying you can't say it on,
On
here.
this, yeah.
But you could do whatever the fuck you want outside, just not in here.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that he tried to make a fake account on Twitter, and they caught on to it?
No, that was a joke.
That was a joke,
troll.
Oh, was
man.
that? Oh, yeah.
Fucking joke. over here. Never. Did you kind of like? I don't know. Did you sympathize for Trump a little bit
How was that?
because you incited a riot as well, right?
You guys are kind of, like Eskimo brothers for riots.
You have
This
a
is a-
history.
this is a
you have a
crazy
history
story.
of you have a history of inciting a
I
riot.
allegedly incited a riot. This is like a long time
Take
ago.
us back to
man.
Banana Republic,
Man,
man.
this is like in '92, man. It was just like me and two of my boys. We was coming from a club, and one of my friend's girlfriend's brother got arrested. So we went to the police station so he could like try to get him out of jail. So like me and my boy, we in the car waiting for our other boy to come out the police station. Next thing you know, he's getting pushed out of the police station. All these cops are like, he's like cursing the cops out. And all these cops came out of nowhere and they drew their guns at us.
Oh shit!
And then we was in the car. They pulled us out the car, had us on the ground.
Yeah.
Had their guns pulled out on us. And they arrested us because they're saying that we started like this whole riot in front of the police station, which wasn't true. But
Were people gathering and shit?
it was a bunch of people outside of it, yeah. And they're saying that we started this shit.
Wow.
So this is fucked up because this happened on a Friday.
Oh, you were there for a
So you was there
minute.
till Monday.
But luckily, now, here's what happened though. We went to Central Booking. We got booked.
Oh man.
But check
the
it out.
worst.
At the time, my sister was a cop.
Yeah. Oh.
And my one of my best friends, his aunt was a detective at the
Precinct?
at the precinct that we was arrested at. And then one of my the boy who had the big mouth that got us all arrested, his uncle was a cop. So they like pushed us up to see the judge. So luckily we was able to get out Saturday night.
Was
Oh,
it dismissed?
No, we had to go to court for like 2 months,
Oh shit!
back and forth to court, and it was finally dismissed.
It
My-
was dismissed though.
Yeah, my mom's had to get a lawyer for me.
How much did that
man.
cost at that time?
It's like $6,000.
Oh
Jesus Christ.
When was that? What year was that?
Like
92?
92.
$6,000 in '92.
That's like 20 grand now.
Yeah, man.
Yo, she
That's
must
crazy.
have been tight. She must.
I
have
mean,
been
no, she
tight.
wasn't mad at me though, man.
Really.
But
Thank God you guys had some people that you knew within,
I know.
within
Oh,
the
you guys got the
system.
buddy pass.
Yeah, man.
You definitely would have been there till Monday,
I know that. Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Damn.
That's
you and,
wild.
You and Trump, man, was good.
Trump.
I know, man.
Eskimo riot
Got
brothers.
something in common, right?
But it's funny watching that whole thing, man. I couldn't help but shake my head and just be like, imagine if these were African Americans.
Oh my god.
Imagine,
Everyone
bro.
was
They would
saying
have been.
that
I think
they
just
would have been
minorities in
more
general.
dead bodies in front of in front of that
Like,
building.
Everyone would have
Inside.
said. Everyone was saying
Yeah.
that.
It
You know
was
what
just
I'm
like, yeah, that was the inevitable, like, what if? You know what I mean?
It was.
Yeah.
It was just clear as day, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you didn't have anything else to say after watching that shit.
It was pretty fucking self-explanatory. at
It
that
was.
point.
It was just. That's what I loved. I mean, not that I loved what happened, but this is what I loved
The
about
clarity.
it. It just. It was so clear as day.
Yeah.
Black
how
and white.
wrong
No
it was.
excuses.
Like,
no
where's-
excuses. No.
Where's the mace?
No.
Where's the tear gas?
There was not one black person there. There wasn't any people of color with them
Nope.
starting some shit. Nobody was. It was just these crazy white motherfuckers
Yeah.
Yep.
fucking shit up and like, you know what I'm saying?
No paddy wagons with SWAT.
What happened to Blue Lives Matter? What happened to the
Yeah.
military?
Yeah.
What happened to being patriots?
Yeah.
All of these things that they stood for just ended as soon as they fucking
Yep.
stepped a foot in there and just
Yeah.
started
No
causing a
class.
ruckus.
They went inside. They was shitting in the hallways, like spreading feces all over the hallways.
like some frat boy shit.
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I'm
They're about
saying?
to get
Still in the
plugged through.
fucking podium.
They
That's
showed the
insane.
podium.
like
Yo,
kicking
my-
your feet up on the fucking.
They stole Nancy Pelosi's fucking envelopes.
Yo,
Like,
my
that's
whole thing
crazy.
is this: like, how stupid you gotta be to do that and not cover your face?
I know. They was all smiling,
It's
proud of
already,
it.
it's already a thing that you have to cover your face. Like you're given the go.
Right.
And then you still take
That
your
was
mask
crazy.
Like you have a built-in
You know-
excuse to cover your face.
off. Yeah.
They didn't steal her. There was letters for Pelosi, right?
Yeah, her
Isn't
mail.
that a federal crime?
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
a federal crime.
It is, man. But
Shit,
there was some scary motherfuckers in there too. Like you could tell who were like idiots, and then you could tell who were like serious.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the dudes who were serious were masked up and dressed in black.
And then, like
And
camouflage and
Those,
yeah.
are,
Camouflage.
those are the cops in, that was off duty at the time.
Yo, those motherfuckers were serious.
Yeah.
They even had like sunglasses to cover their eyes. They had everything.
Yeah,
I think
looked
one
like,
of
looked like they was going hunting.
Dude was ready to tie someone up.
yeah, you saw the dude with the zip ties?
Yeah,
That shit was scary.
yeah,
Could you imagine them holding like motherfuckers in Senate in hostage?
yeah, man.
Like a
Yeah,
hostage
man.
I
situation?
know.
They would have blown that bitch apart, bro.
Oh my God.
Oh, they found pipe bombs and shit too.
That's fucking crazy. Yo, they can't let that shit. I don't know, man.
You think they'll try to do it again? Because there's rumors going around they're gonna try to do the same shit.
I
do you
just
guys-
don't. I just don't know how
Did you guys
they
think
were
that was
able to do
planned?
that in the first place. I
Right.
think there's something. I think we're gonna have to hear about it in the next couple weeks. But I think there's gonna be more information coming out, and I think there's definitely people on the inside.
Because people had shirts that said Civil War this January 6, 2021.
There were also certain Republican senators that like sent their staff home early, and it was all the dudes that were pro-Trump.
So
You know
it
what
was
I'm
like
saying?
They anticipated something.
They knew something, and they sent their staff home to be
Right.
like, "Yo, be safe," and I
Yeah.
think it's best for you guys to leave, just in case some shit went
that's
off.
interesting. I didn't know that.
And then we saw all this video of
Yeah.
like certain Capitol Police letting those motherfuckers inside,
Taking selfies with them.
open the barricades up, yeah,
Waving them in like, come on.
There's all kinds of weird, crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
But that night shift, bro. That night shift of those police officers came in tough. The riot control police at nighttime.
And
Oh,
even
yeah.
crazier, you know what? Trump never called the National Guards. Pence had to do it.
but I think they held back. They held back
Oh,
on the
they had
National
to.
Guard. Yeah,
Yeah.
They try to let it die down as much as they can.
That's
I should have got would have been kicking motherfuckers in the face.
that was an embarrassment not only for us, like as a country, as citizens of like, you know what I'm saying, but
That's y'all people, y'all Americans.
all these all these other countries that were looking at us,
Looking at us
Yeah.
like we're nuts.
like crazy, yo.
That's what I'm saying.
crazy.
I always say America's a young ass country, bro.
It's a bad look for democracy, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
But
Yeah.
honestly, man, I think it's gonna make us stronger. And I think hopefully it's gonna make us unite. Because I feel like a lot of motherfuckers saw that last week.
Uh-huh.
And they were just like, yo, this is not a game anymore, man. Like
Yeah.
it's not like all this political shit, left, right, red, blue.
Yeah.
It's like after a while, it's like,
I saw the statement that the owner of Ben and Jerry's put out,
yes,
and he had a powerful statement,
it was
bro.
amazing.
And I was even amazed. I'm like, yo, for him to take that level of a stance, given his stature and where he is with his business, I was like applaud to him. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have to do that.
But he's done it before, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
always
Kuta.
been on that side of things. But
Yeah.
just to see that statement, I was just like, yeah, like
Ben and Jerry's has always been about the people, man.
Yeah.
Even when they had like ice cream shops in New York,
uh-huh.
they hired I think only like ex-convicts and people who got out
word?
of
Oh, that's
jail.
crazy.
And homeless people. Yeah, they used to
Damn.
do all that shit, man.
Yeah.
They used to train them and give them jobs and give them opportunities and stuff.
Yeah.
They were always Ben and Jerry's has always been for the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even after putting delicious treats out. Yo, Terry Garcia is amazing. Just gonna put that out
You know,
there.
me and Jamie heavy into sports, and even ever since that had happened, like the stance that all these sports organizations have taken is incredible. Like before
Oh, yeah.
every NBA game, there's been like a moment of silence and kneeling and togetherness, and in NFL as well, like WNBA, like hockey, like they're all like taking it serious.
Even NASCAR.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
NASCAR is like
Heavyweight.
the
Yeah, man.
real
It's like there's
good old
only
boy
one,
sport.
One brother that's in
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah, he's good.
Louis Hamilton.
Yeah.
But-
And then they put a noose in front of his garage or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
yeah. They
Last
put
year.
a noose
Yeah.
on his garage right there before the race.
Yeah.
That shit was wild.
I think right now, NFL, all of these big franchise corporations, I think they're all relieved that they're on the right side of history
Yeah.
Well,
after seeing what happened.
I
And
feel
that's
like-
what that's what it's going to come down to right now. because this shit is like some Boston Tea Party shit. This is going to be in textbooks. This is going to be studied. We're going to talk about
whole
this shit.
year.
So it's all about where were you? Were you on the right side of history or not? For all of these companies and corporations and people, politicians and everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
you can- go
I
ahead.
was gonna say MLB's always been kind of on the right side where they have Jackie Robinson Day. They have like they just they give props to all like the first Negro leagues and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So MLB's always been on that side. NBA's also been more on the equality side too. But the one that's having a tough time it's NFL. They have a lot to prove
Yeah.
because they were the ones that kind of incited the whole Kaepernick shit and.
Like when you look
Yeah.
at that shit now, you're just kind of like, really? Is that what you guys were upset
I
about?
wonder, like,
Right.
all them people that was shitting on Kaepernick, how they feel now
Yeah.
about
Like-
what's going
like
on.
He took a knee.
He just took
yeah.
a knee.
That was unpatriotic, right?
Yeah.
Very.
That was unpatriotic? Like, that's fucking nuts. Like,
And-
it's,
And on top of that, like Trump really was forced the hand of those owners. 'Cause I feel like those owners got scared when Trump was like, "Yo, these sons of bitches need to be fired," and for disrespecting the flag, and them owners just followed suit.
Yeah, especially the guy from Dallas. I forget his name.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. That
Yeah.
motherfucker. He was super pro Trump when all that shit was happening.
Yeah, man. I mean, the majority of them were. The majority of them were donating to his campaign.
Yeah, Jerry Jones did a lot.
Yeah, so understandable, but it came at the cost of Kaepernick's job. So many other dudes lost jobs or blackballed from the league. And it's like, for what? For what we've seen now, like that was nothing. Like that peaceful protest, that's how it should have been and should have stayed. But look at this shit now.
but this shit kind of needed to happen a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, shit hadn't needed. to
You
hit
know
the
what I'm
fan.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
In order
that's-
to understand everything.
Right. It's like the perfect ending for a new start that can emerge in 2021. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wish it
Turn the
didn't happen
page.
this year, but it's one of those things, right?
Yeah.
It's like we can start a new chapter and we can really look
Start
back
over.
and be like, let's never be like that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so important that we work together moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stop all of this shit. There's been motherfuckers who are still holding on like even on Twitter. I mean, like I don't really take Twitter that seriously, but there was motherfuckers. There was this one tweet, and I swear to God, like it just hit me really the wrong way. It was a dude who was basically saying that, that we were kind of in the same box as Trump supporters and MAGA people. And we were just as responsible for the Capitol getting stormed.
Wait,
what?
Americans or the podcast?
The podcast.
Us four.
Yes. Us four.
A Mexican,
How?
a Korean, and two blacks.
Yes. We're just as responsible. wait. We're
Go ahead.
just as responsible. Wait, listen. We were just as responsible for all of this shit.
Yeah.
And it's not just Trump. We're responsible because we had Joe Maz debating with Joe Shecky Green on our podcast.
That's insane.
Hold on. Let me register.
And then one of our homies that we know agree with that guy.
Yes. And I swear to God, this dude, he portrays this image of himself on Twitter as like, he's always on the right side
Mr.
of politics. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
good.
Yeah.
Fuck Trump, racism is bad, Black Lives Matter, all of this shit. And he's done some like real despicable shit to all of his friends, yo.
Yeah.
He's like borrowed money and not paid motherfuckers back, lied, like literally probably lied to almost everybody in our circle, right? He's sabotaged careers. He's fucked
Yeah.
people over. He's stepped on people. He's done some really outlandish fucking shit.
Yeah.
And yet, he has the nerve to go on Twitter and portray himself as this like political, like I'm always on the right side. And how dare you, R.O.A.D podcast, for letting a person like Joe Ma. I'm like, yo, man, do you know how much shit? Like this dude personally did some shit to me,
Yeah.
Wow.
and he never apologized for that shit.
yeah.
And I even confronted him about it, and he said, "Man, you still mad about that shit?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, of course I'm fucking mad about it, yo.
Yo, the nerve.
The nerve.
Basically-
the audacity, motherfucker.
Basically, in a meeting, right? I won't say the property name.
No, let's say the proper name. Just say meeting.
Put it this way: a mega club here in Vegas wanted to hire me, and they had a meeting with all of their DJs, right?
Yes.
Before they opened this mega club, and they were basically like, "Who we want to hire some new motherfuckers." And then they were like, we were thinking of bringing Crooked and all of these guys. This dude that's a mutual friend of me and Neva told them not to hire me and said I'm a drunk and said all of this crazy shit about me.
Wow.
God damn, bro.
And
That's a
You
snuff.
remember that, right?
Yeah.
That's a snuff.
And you know why I know this is because the other DJ who I'm kind of cool with, we have a respectful, you know,
there's a respect. Yeah.
he hit me. He's like, "Yo, man, you know your boy, blase blah. We was in a meeting. He just like shit on you in front of
Wow.
everybody." So this is my
A
whole
dick.
thing. This is real life.
You never
though.
did anything to him.
I never
right?
did nothing to this motherfucker at all.
Dog, I want to snuff him now.
Yeah.
I want to stomp him out now.
And what's worse is this is during the time when I needed work because
Right.
I remember that time where I couldn't work in Vegas because of
remember that.
non-compete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been my
crooked.
entry back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And even still knowing that I was tough on money, I had no work, and this was my first opportunity to get back into Vegas, he still deaded that shit.
Unreal, man.
So for me, to watch this motherfucker talk shit about us on Twitter,
Yeah.
about this podcast, because we let Joe Maz debate
With
Shecky Green on our podcast, and it's very clear that we're not in support of any of his ideas.
No.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Fam, we were asked to host this shit.
Yo,
Right.
we
We didn't go after them. They were trying to get on Joe Rogan, and then I was like, okay, let's go
Dude,
to a
we
different route.
were the mediation.
Yeah,
We're
we
the
got
media,
asked to
you know
do
what I
this
mean?
shit.
And I just think it's crazy because I've been noticing it's a lot of white DJs and a lot of white people accusing us of being in support of Trump because we gave a platform to Joe Maz and Shecky Green. And let's
Right.
include Shecky Green.
Yeah.
Right.
Jonathan Schechter.
Right.
Founder of the Source
It's
magazine.
clear where we stand, right?
Right.
All right. So I don't need to further explain or prove where the fuck we stand. But I think it's fucking crazy that a white person, a white DJ, can accuse an Asian, a Mexican, and two black people of being
Support
Do you
of Trump.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Saying it out loud just sounds ridiculous.
Like,
Dude, my parents
do
are
you feel me?
immigrants.
Yeah. But what,
Like that's the nuttiest shit. That just
Man,
went under my skin.
And why would he talk about it now? We had Joe Maz on like what was
3
it?
months ago.
November.
Yeah, November. But he's
They
still
still
bringing
hold.
this shit up.
They
They're still
still
bringing
all
it
still
up.
bringing on this
Come
shit,
on, man.
Yeah, I feel like now it's like for self-promotion at this point.
And even when we did it, you came out with the initial statement. This does not,
Yeah,
in
the
any way,
fucking letter in the front.
in any way,
That
like
don't matter.
serve the purpose or the views of this podcast. Like
don't
that
matter,
was.
man. You know what, man?
I can't wait to run into some of these motherfuckers.
No. This is the thing, man. This is the thing. This is real life, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Twitter. This is a funny thing that's happening on Twitter, and it's been happening for probably around a year or so, right? Maybe a little less. But do you remember, like, when Black Lives Matter was hitting last year, and then there was like a whole thing. I don't know who started this shit, where it was like, if you're white and you're playing black music and you're a DJ and you're not for Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a racist.
Yeah.
You're basically, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Like people were trying to cancel those DJs.
all of them.
Yeah.
They're trying to cancel all these DJs. And I swear to God, I never seen so many scared white people in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or scared non-black people either.
Yeah.
Just going out there and being like, I realize I play black music and I'm for Black Lives Matter. Like, real, like, everyone was saying this shit. Do you understand? Like,
Yeah.
big DJs were saying this shit that didn't need to say this shit.
Yeah.
But there was this fear of not being pigeonholed with all of these other white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, I have to, because if I don't say anything,
You look guilty.
I look guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because if people are putting it out there and I don't say nothing, I look guilty.
Yeah.
It reminds me when I was in high school when somebody got accused of being gay. You'd be like, yo, I'm not gay. I'll fuck your mom right now. It's like one of those things. Like,
So, yeah.
I'll go kiss a girl right now. I swear to God.
Exactly.
Relax, bud. It's a fucking joke.
So then you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of these tweets were cringeworthy. I was just like, dude, what are you saying right now?
Like, you don't have to do all that.
You know, like, they just felt so obligated. And it was like an embarrassment because I feel like some of these white people have friends or family that may have been closet Trump supporters, you know?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe this is the first time they realized, you know, that maybe they have no realization of systemic racism.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they were being awake for the first time and they felt like they needed to prove themselves.
Yeah. So let me shit
That
on
we're
other
part
people.
of, like, we're part of the movement. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So basically, this white person was shitting on Joe Maz, but since Joe Maz was on our platform, and we kind of gave him that platform, now we're the bad guys.
I feel like they have to attack other white people to prove
to feel higher and
to prove that they are down for the cause.
so other white people, the sacrificial lambs.
So
are
there's
still
this
good,
cancel
yeah.
culture going on, right?
Yeah.
They're canceling each other. And the thing is this, is like, I understand how Twitter works and I get it, you know? But and then I feel like as we move forward, you know, you can't attack a podcast of minorities
Right.
and say they don't understand racism. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that.
Just felt it this morning. Just saying.
You understand what I'm saying?
Like, yo, we lived it. We lived it every day of our
This
lives.
morning.
You can't
You know
say
what I'm
that
saying?
we're a part of the of this storming of the Capitol. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or we
man.
believe
We
in
do.
any of those ideas that we support MAGA. Like, the thought of it makes no sense. And I just feel like, I don't know, like everyone's angry and emotional, but yo, you have to direct, you know,
Yeah.
your anger or your
You have to filter it, actually.
no, you got to direct it at the right people.
Yeah.
Because more than likely, you and I, these motherfuckers who are attacking us, I bet you 99% of the shit they believe in, I believe in.
Pretty much.
They're attacking the wrong fucking people.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
you're on your team, guys.
Right. So what is but here's the thing is that what is the end game? They have no end game.
Yeah, they don't have
It's
a plan.
all emotion. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're going after two black guys, a Mexican and an Asian, right?
Korean.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it makes no fucking sense to me.
We give you the
Yeah.
best foods. This is what we get.
You feel me?
Yeah.
We gave you hip hop.
We give you hip hop, tacos, and fucking kimchi. You motherfucker.
No, that make no sense to me. Do you understand? And it's like, all these motherfuckers got to really think about the end game and what the solution is.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is, it's not solving nothing, man. It's dividing motherfuckers up.
But they don't know that because it's the first time
They don't know
witnessed
that. They don't. Well, that's a good point. Say it again for the motherfuckers who
this.
can't
For the
hear.
motherfuckers in the back, they don't know that because it's the first time you guys are witnessing racism happen in front
Yeah.
of you live on fucking TV. Everybody witnesses. I mean, me and D fucking driving, we get paranoid when we see cops behind us.
Oh, for sure.
This morning, that shit just happened to me. So it's just, we get it. You're new to this, but you gotta adjust and you gotta know how to move.
That shit is crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it's like one of those things where I know you would never say that shit to my face.
Oh, please
Right.
say it next time I
yeah,
see
are
you.
you kidding?
Please
There's
say
no
it.
chance that would happen in your face.
No way.
I know I'm gonna
Twitter
run
is
into
safe.
y'all.
And this is the thing, man. This is the last time I'm gonna address this because first of all,
And
I was talking with Ross one, and he's like, "Yo, first of all, this is Twitter,
Right.
so
Don't
you know,
take it too serious.
You can't take it too seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's also it's DJ peers in our circle,
Right.
And I don't want to say their names because I know that like shit is emotional, but a lot of the shit they said is crazy,
Yeah.
and they shouldn't be directing it at us
Yeah.
because in the end of anything, we're allies.
Yeah.
We have to work
Yeah.
together.
Yep.
And it's like, and what we have to do when we move forward, there's so much emotion going on. There's so much fucked up shit going on. We have to learn control. We have to learn control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a message, it's like a game of catch. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I could pelt you with the ball and try to hurt you, and you won't catch a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Or I could lob you the ball, and you can easily catch that shit.
Good metaphor.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So really think about what's your intention. Because if you have a message, what message are you sending and how are you sending it? Because it's not going to be received if your intention is to hurt me
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
to pelt it at motherfuckers and hurt other motherfuckers. Your message is not going to get sent. Do you understand?
Or understood or across.
No, it's not. Yeah, y'all got motherfuckers really got to think about what y'all going to do next.
And to be honest, even though Twitter is this platform where people hide behind, that platform can affect real life.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at what
You know
Trump
what I'm
did.
saying? Like, that platform can affect our business and our money coming in and our sponsorships. And
I mean, yeah.
Our viewership.
Yeah, our
I mean,
viewerships. People can rally behind this dude and start a mob mentality and attack us in a way that's
No,
unnecessary.
Domino
but
effect.
the thing is, it's not going to be a mob mentality.
Yeah.
They might get a couple likes from other motherfuckers,
And that's what they want.
and that's all they want. They want attention, right?
Yeah.
They want to let motherfuckers know, look, I'm on the right side,
Yeah.
and I'm using these motherfuckers You know what
To
I'm saying?
kind of put myself up.
It's actually some really, that's actually some real selfish and evilist ass shit.
Yeah, they just want to.
Yeah.
They want a platform.
You did all this shit for a couple likes.
And you know what? To me,
Congrats.
it's nothing they're saying is innovative.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Or there's no substance to it, and there's nothing
like,
to back up.
There's nothing innovative about fuck Trump or this shit's whack, racism's whack, or all of this shit. Yeah, like no shit, motherfucker.
We've been knowing that.
You can retweet all of these motherfuckers and curse out of motherfuckers, but y'all ain't generating no original ideas or solutions.
Yeah.
And you're not helping anything. So shut the fuck up. That's my whole thing. You retweeting a bunch of news headlines and a bunch of other motherfuckers, right? If it's not innovative and you didn't come out with it, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
You're part of the fucking, you know what I'm saying? I don't really care.
And they're definitely not going to come with any solution.
Especially when your actions are conflicting with the actual, with the movement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have no regrets. Do you guys have any regrets?
No
Hell
regrets.
no.
No, man.
Title of this episode: No regrets.
No, I'm saying I have no regrets, man. I talked to my sister the other day, and she was telling me she shared that episode with Joe Maz and Shecky Green to all of her friends. She actually played it with her daughter, my niece, and she wants, and they want to share it all with their. It's like she's like, this is the first time I've ever heard a conversation like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone's so angry, they're yelling. It's ugly. I can't share it with anybody.
Right.
But this is like a civilized fucking conversation
Right.
between two real people. You know?
And that's
Two
what I
different
love
stands.
because I got nothing but positive feedback from that episode. Like
I
not
think we all did.
not one person hit me up and was like, "Yo, how dare y'all have this dude on?" It was like I had my views personally before, but after listening to the way you guys mediated it and allowed Joe and Shecky to have a peaceful conversation back and forth, and I felt like I understood both better, and I'm better for listening. It was like a good thing. Like I heard nothing negative, and that's how it
Yeah, I
should
got
be.
phone calls too.
And, and the thing is this, man. This shit is a time capsule to me. Like our podcast is a time capsule.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like
cool.
we talk about current events. We talk about what's affecting DJs, the world, everybody. And this has unfortunately infiltrated our industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are we not to address it?
We have
That's
to.
right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not only not to address it, actually challenge it
And tackle it.
and tackle it head on the show, and not just talk shit with no one else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for them to think that we actually had someone come on here and spew a bunch of bullshit, we were like, word, word, word. That's crazy.
Like, we agreed with everything he was saying.
You know what I'm saying? And not only that, that took work. Shecky put in work. I put in work. We all put in work
Fam, if
to
they
make
didn't-
sure and be responsible that that's not what happened with that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like sick and tired of these motherfuckers manipulating everything on social media to make it seem like we just had like we're on some Joe Rogan shit, which I don't even understand because I don't watch Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That we just gave him a platform, basically.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I
Talk
started a
shit.
podcast, I wasn't like, yo, I want to be like Joe Rogan. Like, nah, I wasn't like that. I was
no.
like, I want to be like Juan Epstein. I want to
Yeah.
be like all of these other joints, yo.
Yeah.
Other fucking podcasts that people don't know about.
I can't stand, like for me, man, I try, it's the worst shit too. Motherfuckers be saying shit, and I can't help but like wish I could see them in person or talk
Same.
to them in
They,
person.
they're not gonna,
Oh man.
they're not gonna say it in person. They're
I
gonna
know who
say it
you are.
by
I have a
yourself, man.
fucking list,
My
and I
God.
can't wait to run into you.
That's the one thing I'm gonna tell you.
Oh my god.
All these motherfuckers, they're gonna be like, yo, that was just Twitter, man. That was just Twitter. I remember all of these names, man.
I'm gonna be wearing fucking Timberlands, 6-inch.
No, there's
Just
I wasn't trying to
motherfuckers.
disrespect you.
No, it's all love. It's all love. Yeah, okay.
It's like my whole thing is like if
Keep that same energy.
if you're gonna speak that way on Twitter, and we're in this is a small
world.
small world, bro. It's a
Yeah.
small
We're gonna
circle
run
of
into
DJs.
you.
It's
I'm disappointed in the guy, me and Cricket, I'm disappointed in him because
we talked to him.
after we talked to him,
He just ran into
I
him.
called him like, yo, what's up with that? You could have talked to us on the phone. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you guys.
Because that would have been productive.
but
it,
yeah.
it would have been productive, and it wouldn't have been self-serving.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
If he called us up, right, and
Yeah.
talked to us,
Yeah.
and spoke to us, that would have been great for our relationship as friends, right?
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
But the outside world,
Wouldn't have known.
they wouldn't get to applaud this motherfucker. Do you understand?
yeah.
He needs those 3 or 4 likes on his tweet.
For a couple likes.
He needs that
feel me?
clout. That clout, dude.
Look what you did for a couple likes, bro.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that all of these dudes that could have hit me up or DM'd me, they didn't. They wanted to embarrass us.
And a lot of people,
they wanted to demonize us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And respect to everybody that does hit us up with the real,
Yes.
like, critical responses to everything and like real fucking feedback.
Especially the motherfuckers with the biggest mouths on this shit, who talk the most shit. I was shocked when Trace hit me on the side and helped out. Fashion hit me on the side. Mad, I got
hit up. Mike B hit me up.
20, 30 plus DJs hit us up
Yeah.
on the side on some like, yo, let's make sure you do this shit right.
Yeah.
And like, yo, I don't agree with what you're doing, but you know, just be aware of this and this and that. And I was like, yo, for sure.
Yeah.
It was a lot of shit to take in.
Bro, we like just setting up that whole situation, that whole recording took us a whole last day, and then to edit took a whole other fucking day. It just people don't see that shit, that we took our time. We just didn't hit record and then put it out.
And it really kills me. It really kills me that it's white DJs. It's a majority of white DJs doing this.
Just to get accepted.
For like, you understand what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
it makes no fucking sense at all. What y'all motherfuckers are talking about.
Yeah.
I swear.
And it sucks because it became really popular to just shit on Joe Maz.
That's another thing that I don't like. There's
Yeah.
nothing interesting, smart about what you guys are doing by repeating the same shit by saying Joe Maz is crazy.
Yeah.
Like we heard this shit
You
8 months ago.
giving him a platform by mentioning him in your
replying
fucking
to him.
social media.
Yo, look how crazy
Account.
this motherfucker is. Yo, look how crazy. Yo, this yo
keep
fucking
talking about
fucking-
him.
I'm just like, yo, after a while, I'm like, yo, this shit is boring. Y'all are boring as fuck, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, in New York, and maybe it's because we're from New York, never. I don't know how it is in Cali or where the rest of the country. You know, we deal with crazy motherfuckers every day.
Are we doing that
Yeah.
too?
We deal with racist motherfuckers, crazy motherfuckers. We got to dodge getting mugged, robbed, get into fist fights. We're on the train packed at fucking rush hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we got to deal with so much that when we see crazy, we're just like, let that motherfucker be crazy.
I'm too
man.
exhausted to deal with that shit.
You can normalize it a little bit.
Just the same thing. Like Joe Maz on Twitter. You just let him be.
This is the tourist. The tourist is the motherfuckers that engage.
yeah, the shook.
Do you understand what I'm? And that's what the thing is on Twitter. When I see crazy, I just leave the shit alone.
Yeah. You
But
share
these
with your
motherfuckers
friends and you
engage.
laugh.
But it's like they want to engage. They want that, you know?
They want to be right.
And I feel like there's also like a superiority because they're like, man, I know so much about the news. And I'm so smart. And I could just school
watch CNN.
I could just school all these motherfuckers and shit on them and
So
all of
it
this
empowers
shit.
them.
It empowers them. That's the
Yeah.
thing. And that's the thing that we don't recognize. Because a lot of these dudes that have Twitter fingers, they not the most athletic looking motherfuckers. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they not the most coolest looking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So this is their one chance to really look cool and empower themselves and feel strong and
Yeah.
all of this shit. You feel me?
You're wearing Team Jordan.
And it's like those likes is like the round of applause for
yeah,
them.
they're like, oh my God, I'm
Right.
accepted.
Hell yeah.
So the,
We knew you were losers
It's
in high
like,
school.
it's like releasing, at least
Right.
releasing those fucking, was it endorphins?
yeah, endorphins.
and this is the problem is that it's not helping the community.
Yeah.
And it's
Nothing.
it's self-serving. And it's not uniting nobody, yo. Because in the end of this all, when the storm clears and it's just us, you know, how many motherfuckers voted for Trump?
Shit, 73 million?
75, man.
75.
75 million?
Wow.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Exterminate them?
Can't.
Put them in jail? What are we going to do? What are your solution? And that's the one thing that I talk to a lot of DJs. DJs, they work for themselves, right?
Yeah.
They never delegated a company. They never, you know what I'm saying? They never worked with people.
Yeah.
You know, they're so self-centered and they're so self-absorbed. It's like, how do you expect this motherfucker to come up with a solution when they've never really worked with anybody? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, these are not the people with the answers. You feel me? And I already know you're not the person with the answers.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I got that out of my system. I never want to talk
Same.
about that shit again. But anyone who wants
But
to...
no, it was good, man. Our,
Hit
our
us with a
listeners-
message.
Our listeners need to hear this shit, man.
And I can't wait to run into you.
Yeah.
It's not
I
even.
have a list.
It's not even like that. Like where we're gonna like jump a.
No, I'm
motherfucker
not
and
John. I
nothing.
just want you to say it to my face.
I just know a motherfucker would never say that to my face.
I'm just
Yeah.
No,
waiting
of
for
course
that.
not.
You know, and if they did, they would say it in a very different way because I wouldn't talk to nobody like that. And I've made, you know what? I've gotten emotional about certain shit on Twitter, and I've talked to people fucked up. And
But
I
not in
realized
that manner.
not like that.
Yeah,
not telling
not in that
motherfuckers
manner.
fuck out of here or like calling them that shit. But I've talked to motherfuckers and I've stepped over the line and I realized like, yo, you cannot talk to people like that because if I was there, I'd be talking to them real different.
Yeah,
You know?
different.
So I'm just saying, I mean, I got it out of my system. Fuck all that. on
What's it called? BetterHelp. This is a BetterHelp session, guys.
betterhelp.com.
Yeah, BetterHelp.com. You
Shout out to
promo code-
BetterHelp.com.
Nev, you recently.
I gave it a try,
Yeah.
man. I did.
You did?
I
How
tried
was
it,
it?
man. Just what I thought.
I didn't need it.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't.
But you had did you have a bad counselor?
I did.
You did.
That's why, you know what? I'm not knocking it. I think it's good for some people because I know you like it.
But I think I got
You
a
highly recommend it.
I got blessed and I got a really good counselor.
I didn't have the greatest counselor.
No.
You only did one session, Nev?
I did 2 sessions.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
But were you open, never? Were you like letting yourself be vulnerable?
I told her, no, it's like when you first see your counselor, before you see her, you have to write about what you're going through, write about yourself, everything that you're going through and all that shit. So I did this. So when I finally saw my counselor, we talking, and then I don't think she read the notes that
Yeah.
I sent her. Because I spoke about my father, and I mentioned it. She was like, oh my God, your father passed away? And I was like, yeah, I wrote that in the notes that I sent you.
No.
He would let you know.
That was a red flag right there.
Yeah.
And then like she saw that, oh, I see you're a DJ in Las Vegas. And she kept asking me, oh, you must run into a lot of famous people. It's like, you DJ in all the
We had a bad
clubs.
experience. We gotta rerun that. We gotta rerun
You
that.
sure this is BetterHelp and not like OnlyFans? Are you serious? This happened?
I'm dead serious.
That's really unprofessional.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yo, can you get me in the club?"
Yeah.
You know,
He or she.
You got to report that.
Yeah.
I
mean-
feel, no.
I mean-
No. You have to report that because that's irresponsible. There's like there are motherfuckers, you know, who need help.
Yeah.
And that's completely self-serving of that counselor or therapist
Yeah.
to not give a fuck about that person's problems.
she wasn't spending the whole session talking about me or like, oh, I do this, I do that. I'm a DJ. But it was just like, I just didn't feel comfortable. And I was talking to her I was telling her my problems. I was telling her what I need to do about this and what I need to do about that.
Yeah.
Instead of her telling me what I need to do, I'm telling her this. And she's like, oh, you're right. I agree with you. Yeah, you should do this. You should do that. I'm like, why am I saying what I need to do? You should be telling me this shit.
Yeah.
And then like you're supposed to write them notes like every day, right? You write them in the journal.
I didn't write notes every day.
Sometimes I wrote a journal for her, and she said, "Oh, if you write a journal and I look at it, I'm gonna call you that day or the next day." So I wrote something. I didn't hear back from her until like maybe a week, and I'm just like,
Oh, that's a bad counselor.
You know
We gotta
what?
get you a new one.
I gotta tell you, man, you had a bad experience, man.
and then it even got worse. I did the 2 sessions,
Yeah.
and then I just deaded it. This is like in October. I know
Yeah.
I'm just telling you now that I did it, and then like in December, they billed me for a month, and I'm like.
Yeah.
First of all, y'all owe me 2 sessions, and then y'all trying to bill me for another month.
Yeah.
So I called them. I'm like, sent them an emails explaining this what happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to renew the session, whatever. And they're like, oh, what's the problem? And I was like, first of all, it's like the money's kind of tight right now, so they like offered me a discount, and I was still like, nah, I'm good.
You should have said that the
You
counselor
should
was
have
ass.
told them that you didn't.
But I gave her a low score,
Yeah.
Oh, a low grade.
a
Yeah.
low grade, yeah. So
I wish you. You know, you could change your counselors though, right?
I know that, but it was like a bad experience, and like I told you before,
I know.
I had a feeling that would happen, and it did happen.
I know. I feel terrible. I feel
I
terrible.
mean, you didn't do nothing.
No, but I do because I really.
You did push him to try to like.
No, I really wish.
No,
you
but like
had a better experience.
But like I said,
you know?
yeah, I'm not knocking it. I'm like I said, I just had a bad counselor. That's
Yeah,
all.
I think I really lucked out, and I got a good counselor. But yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you got to go to a few people and figure out who you mesh with.
Yeah.
You know. But that sucks, man. Because honestly, man, I think a lot of people would benefit
Yeah.
from therapy and just talking to someone every week. But it's like,
But it's funny. I've thought about it, like, you know what, man? I made it this far in life without seeing.
Crooked, I think you
fuck
did
it.
luck out because I was literally just talking about this with one of my homegirls in LA, and she's been through a lot of shit. And she said it took her about maybe 3 or 4 people till she got to a counselor that she felt comfortable with.
yeah.
So she had to. It was trial and error for those first three, and then she
yeah.
finally found someone that got her and understood her, and then they had a. She's been going to them for now like 2 years.
Yeah.
So
that's
like
good.
Crooked, you probably just hit the jackpot on the first one.
Well, no, you know what? Like my counselor was like, she was like Southern. So
We spoke about that.
yeah. So like it just threw me off because I was like, I'm not used to talking to like Southern folk. I was like, man, she's not gonna relate to me. I'm like a city dude,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about this. But you know what? She really like, you know, the first session I was like, you know, it was like I wasn't really feeling it. Then the second one, she just dropped the bomb on me on some shit. Like she broke me down. I was like, oh shit. And then the third, and it just started. But I'm very receptive. Do you understand? Like I'm very open. So I'm very open to hearing like what's wrong with me and telling motherfuckers
but
what's wrong with me. And I think you need the right person who's gonna make you feel comfortable like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to make you feel ready. So hopefully I would like you to try it again, and maybe whenever you're ready.
I don't know. Maybe
whenever you're
maybe
ready.
I would try it again. Yeah.
Whenever you're
But-
ready, bro. Like there's no rush, and like you said, you've made it this far. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not like strangling motherfuckers in the middle of the street.
Exactly,
And
man.
you're not like
Yeah,
storming the
yeah.
Capitol or anything.
Yeah,
So like but this is it's just one of those things where I think everyone can benefit from therapy.
Yeah. No doubt.
It's But I'm glad you tried it though. That takes a
did.
lot of courage, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could give you a hug right now.
Well, it's funny because yesterday he was like, "Yo, I was watching the last scene of Endgame with the Avengers, and you know when Tony Stark died, I kind of teared up a little bit, and I was like, oh,
We talked about this before, Crook. Like, you know what? You know why? Because it reminded me of like it was a great time. We went to see the Avengers.
Yeah.
It was like went to the movie to see it. It was everybody in the theater was like going crazy.
Don't you
And
miss?
then,
Don't
yeah,
you miss
you
that?
miss going to the movies. You can't go to the movies now. It's just
I miss the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think more than anything, I miss the movies.
Yeah.
Like
man.
outside of DJing in front of crowds, I miss the movies.
the movies and
man.
bowling for me."
And then
Love
Rhino.
bowling.
And then Rhino.
oh, of course, yeah.
Motherfucker, Mr. Teriyaki Salmon over there.
man.
Since we're talking about movies, there's a movie out that I got an early screener for. Shout out to John Goodman from Goodwin. He got me an early screener of Minari, which is like a Korean movie,
Oh, I saw you post about
and
this.
it's starring Glenn from Walking Dead.
I heard about this movie. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that movie was, man, maybe the first movie that I related to as like an immigrant, like the son, like what is it, the firstborn in America?
Yeah.
First
First
generation.
First generation.
Yeah, from being like having immigrants as parents.
Oh, I
I
want to
just,
watch it now.
it's like I really related to that shit. Like I have never related to a movie in all of my years. That
More
was
than
one
that
of the first movies that really hit me.
What's it
Yeah.
called?
Minari.
Minari. I'm gonna check it out.
And it's
When does it come
you got
out?
the early screening?
Huh?
You got the early screening.
I got an early
Why
screening.
don't you send us the link,
It's
bro?
gonna it's part of like a private early screening.
Oh,
thing.
look at him! I sent you the Canelo fight links.
Am I pronouncing it right? I think it's Mirari or Minari.
We'll see when
Mirari. But it was so good. I think the only movie that I ever seen that I related to was this Indian movie called The Namesake with the Kumar from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was in that movie.
That's an
And
old
that was
movie.
about Indian, but it was such a beautiful movie about immigrants who came here and raising their kid and having a firstborn, being the first generation American.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it just, I don't know. I'm kind of shocked that it took this long for Hollywood or for a movie to be produced and be made that could actually speak to like an Asian American.
Yeah.
It was
Why do you think that is?
Wasn't that didn't the Joy Luck Club kind of do that? Or?
not really.
No?
I mean, kind of, but not the
Why
way
do you
this
think that
is.
is though? Like, why did you think it takes?
I just think
Because there's no money in it.
Well, no, I also think that the people who controlled Hollywood controlled the stories that went out there,
yeah.
and I feel like now there's a need for more stories that are not just from white people, black people, or whatever. There's Mexican, there's all kinds of stories going out there,
Yeah.
and I think it's just great. I was just really emotional about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like, as much as I felt attached to it because it was like about a Korean family and everything, I felt very detached to it because I don't feel very Korean. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you always say you don't have Korean
Yeah.
friends and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like I've never, I feel very detached from it. So like I felt very, for a second after the movie, I felt very,
Unauthentic.
well, no, yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, my friend. No, I felt,
I'm not good enough to be
I almost
Korean.
felt like I was,
An imposter? I'm telling you because this is how I feel because when I go to Mexico, I'm not Mexican enough for my cousins.
yeah.
And in America, I'm not American enough for Americans.
I felt like I was part of a tribe or like a village that abandoned me or I got lost from. And then I was raised by like wolves.
Okay, that's called the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like an outsider. But then I started thinking about it and I'm like, maybe I felt like an outsider my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in America, like, like when I was growing up, I was like one of the only Asian kids growing up in my neighborhood.
Was that tough?
Yeah, I mean, it was really tough, like, in the beginning because it was like every day was constant ching chong, yo, Bruce Lee,
I see that.
and all this shit. And I had to like defend myself every day. So every day before school, I was like, this is like kindergarten. And I had this mentality every day
Survival.
of like, I have to deal with this shit every day. And then I remember growing up, it's like my mother. So like my whole life in my early childhood was, how do I be unnoticed? I wish I was just unnoticed. Like I wish I could just move and not be noticed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very deep.
And then my mother had a friend right in our building, and it was like an old Korean lady, like a grandma. She was probably in the 70s, and I was probably maybe like 11 or 12. I don't know what the fuck.
The Korean Big Mama.
Korean mama. She wasn't my grandmother, right? But she went
She was
to
like
she went to a Korean church in New Jersey. So my mother was like, "Yo, go with Korean harmony." At the time, they would say your Korean grandmother, and escort her to this Korean church, and maybe you'll learn some Korean. You'll be around Korean kids your age.
Yeah.
And I remember going there, and I went to like Sunday school for the first time with all these Koreans, and they called me the N-word.
No way.
Yeah.
But did they know where you was from?
They knew I
Or-
was from New York, but I probably talked different. I didn't speak Korean. They all listened to like,
So you were shunned no matter where you went.
yeah, they all listened to like grunge music and new wave and shit like that. And I was like hip hop,
Yeah.
and like no one wanted to talk to me. Like no one did anything. So then like I remember as a kid, I was like, damn, like, well, I just realized it now. Like it all just started coming to me after I saw this movie. Like, damn, I was outside in my own neighborhood. And even when I was around Korean people, I was an outsider.
Yeah.
And it was just weird, like when I was thinking about it now. Because I was thinking, I wonder how that affected that, like even now, like when there's like a large group of people or when motherfuckers hop onto something that's dope,
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to ever hop on that shit.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like
No, I think
I never
that's-
have like, even in business or work, I have no need to feel accepted by, like, I really don't care if one of the goats of DJing, like,
It gives you the stamp.
yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I mean, it's good and it's bad, I guess. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I just wanted to share that shit with you because it's like, I felt that shit for like,
No, keep going, keep going.
oh shit. Is the camera okay?
No, camera's cool. I just pointed at the camera.
No, I just want to share that shit with you because I felt, it's like, I felt lost. Like, I felt like I was like, oh shit, like, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
You know what I
Shit.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't speak Korean. Like, I don't have many Asian friends and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm Korean though,
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, yo, what the fuck's
You
going on?
started looking at yourself in the mirror?
Yeah. But I will say this, man. All the motherfuckers that tormented me when I was growing up became my best friends. You know what I'm saying? In my neighborhood.
For real?
Yeah.
Shouts to Philippe.
Well, Philippe was from another school. But you know what I'm saying? But
Oh, but he's
around,
not- oh, okay,
but
got
around
it.
my neighborhood, like, yeah. Like, a lot of those dudes end up being homies and everything like that. And we just, and the thing is, like, after a while, they just know who you are and they just accept you. It's just in the beginning. It's always like that. You know what I learned, like growing up the way I did, is I learned that it takes time to accept different shit, to different people. Because, like in the neighborhood I grew up with, blacks, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. I mean, there were sprinkles of Jewish people, white people there too. But it took time for these kids to accept me.
Right.
initially they probably had a fear of me, or they just thought I was different, so they would fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, it took acceptance later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think what I really learned from that you can't judge some shit or just it takes time for change.
Yeah.
That's what I just realized, probably even at a young age, that like it takes time for motherfuckers to accept your culture.
The process, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, like, Never, like, I love going to eat with Never. We love Korean food,
Yeah,
and it's
man.
one of the most beautiful things. This motherfucker love kimchi probably more than me.
I know.
I know. I love that Korean spot you take me to all the time.
So for me,
Oh
it
my
just
God.
it just takes time to learn about other people and learn these cultures and have it accepting, and I think that's the one. That's why I believe in change. I believe in all of that shit.
Yeah.
Evolution.
I know you can't change everybody, but I do believe that change is possible.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes time, And all this ugliness, it's gonna happen. But I feel like it's gonna turn into something, and it's gonna blossom into something even better for the country.
I hope so.
I agree with that 1,000%.
But I don't know. I don't know where this is going. But
I don't
No,
know.
that's
BetterHelp.com.
that's interesting you said that, because I feel like growing up as an African American, and Jamie can attest to him growing up a Latino in LA, we go through a lot of the same things. Like for me, I grew up in Inglewood, so I was never like a tough kid. Like I was never like a fighter. I always like just stuck to playing sports.
yeah,
So I was never really accepted in my neighborhood. And then my mother wanted to keep me away from that, so she shipped me off to like these really expensive private schools. And when I got to school, I wasn't accepted
Right.
because I was a little too black or hood in their minds to be at that school.
Even just saying where you were from is kind
So
of
I was like the middle class kid going to a rich school, and but when I got back home, I was like the kid that wasn't tough.
You was like
You know what I mean?
Michael Jackson in the Bad video.
Yeah, exactly.
you ain't bad.
So it was like
You ain't bad.
I always like yearned to find acceptance, but the only thing that I knew how to be accepted with was to play sports. So I was good at it. So I always yearned to just play sports because it gave me a sense of belonging
Right.
and a sense of team. Like, you know what I mean?
And I feel probably the same way about music and the
Yeah.
arts and everything, all of that shit. It's crazy because I just started thinking about, damn, like at my age right now, could I start learning how to be more Korean? Could I learn more about my heritage a little bit
Yeah.
more?
I mean,
you know,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I went through that not long ago, Kirk, where I had to accept more of my Mexican side
yeah,
because I was just so into the hip hop, all the shit like that. So about 7 years ago, like I started going more into the roots of where I came from, asking my mother questions and stuff like that. I don't think it's ever too late, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what? Who has to say that it's too late? Like just get to it.
it's interesting.
I mean, since we talking about this, I remember like in high school, all my friends was listening to hip hop. I was listening to like pop rock music. My friends used to like shit on me. It was like, why you listening to that white music?
Why you listening to Depeche
Why
Mode?
you listening to Z100?
You was like the opposite of Adrian Brody in Summer of Sam. You was like,
No, yeah. Like, yo, what? And it was like I actually used to dress. I want to say funny but different. Like I used to get shit on. Like I used to wear like polo skips, which they used to diss me. But then the next year, everybody was rocking them shits.
right.
Oh,
But yeah, I basically like, oh,
Y'all
why you
late.
listen- Yeah, oh, you listen to Duran? You're like, oh, man, why you think you white?
What's polo skips? I tried googling, and nothing came.
I mean,
up.
Ralph Lauren, like the skips.
It's like the
Supremes had them.
water boat
Supremes had
shoes.
them.
The water boat shoes.
Boat shoes.
Oh, okay,
Boat,
the boat
boat,
shoes.
boat sneakers.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I was like rocking shit like that. It was like, oh.
Yeah, that's a little crazy though. We
these right here?
walking around the Bronx in boat shoes.
But a year later, everybody was rocking them shit still.
and never can swim.
Yo, he has a pool.
But I was so fly shit though. I was like, this is a Ralph
I was on
Lauren.
my fly
It was
shit.
like, what's Ralph Lauren? Oh, my God.
Who's Ralph?
It's crazy.
Yo, why you on Uptown with this shit on? It's crazy.
Oh man, this is some funny shit.
I mean, they're like they Vans now.
Now they're Vans. Now
Now
they're
they Vans.
Yeah.
See, I was ahead of the game, man.
Head of the game. Fucking.
Oh man. Speaking of, I don't know. What should we talk about now? This is like we've been talking about all of this.
Did y'all watch Soul? So
Y'all
we talking
watch
about
Soul? Oh,
movies.
yeah.
Soul. I just happened to watch it like a few days ago.
Oh yeah, I do. I think we all saw it, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was just gone for fucking
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
months.
I've never.
The only reason I saw it because it came out on Christmas Eve that night, and there was nothing else on TV, and I was just like, let me
I'm
see
like,
what this.
everyone
movie is.
watched Wonder Woman and everyone watched
So
I didn't see Wonder Woman.
I
I
didn't
still
see
want to watch
Wonder
that.
Woman.
Don't
Yeah.
see Wonder Woman.
Don't. It's
No.
not worth it, man.
Yeah, my mom told me it was whack. I was like,
It was really
I'll
bad.
take your.
No, Soul was dope. I haven't watched like a Disney movie like that in God knows how long.
Since Lion King.
But yeah, probably straight up.
I was
But no.
I was cooking all day and I was like kind of watching it off to the side, but I
Uh-huh.
gotta watch it again.
I like it.
I
It's a
liked
good
it,
movie.
man.
It was.
What
alright.
did
It was
you
cool.
get from it? What it was cool. What
It was
you
alright.
wasn't feeling it?
No, it was
All
alright.
right.
I'm not used to watching cartoons. That's why. But
You know
it
what?
was
What
alright.
really resonated with me was obviously the main character was a musician, and he like had convinced himself that was his life's purpose,
Right.
Was
Yeah.
to be a musician. And at the end, he realized that you're not really born with a purpose.
Right.
And then the other spirit that was inside his body was a 22 spirit.
Yeah,
22.
22.
That resonated with me heavy because that spirit was kind of like so afraid to go live that they just kind of like was just ready to just die. Like it was like, and I have a cousin that was like that. Like he was so afraid to really live that he was comfortable with just existing. Like he's never really lived. He just exists. You know what I mean? Like he's never traveled. He's never done all these things out of fear. And so seeing that, I was like, wow, like there's probably like thousands upon thousands of people that live that way. Like instead
Yeah.
of going out and actually experiencing life, they're just existing. So it was deep. And I actually was like, I don't know if this is for kids. Like this whole thing, I don't know how I could see a lot of these messages going over a child's head.
Yeah, I don't think it was made for kids. I think it was made for adults.
I mean, I think it's for kids, but I think it's them to watch all ages
Yeah.
and slowly grow up with it. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
Watch it again, understand it a little bit more as they get older,
Uh-huh.
and have it resonate when they ultimately become grown ups or whatever, adults. But yeah, I thought it was great because I think we all have that. Sometimes we get caught up in our purpose or we get caught up in our careers or whatever. But it's also, I think, like the misinformation or that a lot of, I guess, we were fed this shit in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s of just like make money.
Yeah.
And money will make you happy
The money, yeah.
and all of this shit. And, sometimes we listen to like these celebrities and businessmen and entrepreneurs and they give all these seminars and shit and they talk about, your purpose. What is your purpose?
Yeah.
And I think it's so much pressure. And that's the thing that I realized. And I feel like they made this movie for the youth because the youth are getting fed this fake narrative of purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True,
And they're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not learning how to just live and just kind of like, let life create your
Yeah,
own
like
journey.
like Spirit 22 when he got to Earth or when she got to Earth and just the pure joy of eating a slice of pizza
Yeah.
and the pure joy of watching leaves fall and the steam coming up from the streets in New York. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
different stuff that we all would just think is like ordinary, whatever, like ambient noise to us. So I was like, wow, like that kind of made me sit back and like maybe I'm victim to some of this shit too. You know what I mean? Like not really just taking for granted how blessed I am.
Yeah.
Instead of complaining about what I don't have.
Yeah.
You know, but it was dope, man. Like I really enjoyed it.
I really got to say, like, thinking about this past year, and I talked to a lot of friends of mine who had a lot of, a lot of them hit depression. They felt really lost. I got to say, I am thankful to have y'all motherfuckers in my life and to have this podcast because it kept us busy.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
dude.
Actually, I wanted to say this at the last episode, the wrap up.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that. I'm like, yo, because of you guys, I kind of stayed sane.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I wasn't by myself. I was able to like work with you guys every day, talk to you guys.
On a weekly basis.
Exactly,
It's
man.
like you're almost forced to speak.
We kept
and talk
going,
about
man.
shit.
We could have
Yeah.
like stopped this shit and just like been on our own. Could have went
Yeah.
crazy, but nah,
Because
man.
we did have conversations about, and we never said this public, conversations of pausing the podcast till this shit was over, but
Right.
we just powered through. Crooked helped us power through everything with the Zoom and all, figuring all that shit out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, even me, like it kept me in pocket, and all the shit was going around me, but
Yeah.
it kept me in like insanity.
Yeah.
Not in. I
Kept
wasn't
you
going
sane.
insane.
Yeah.
I wasn't going insane. I was staying insanity.
Well,
But,
you were a little insane, but go ahead.
just a little bit, just a little crazy. But yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
feel like I feel like this was like our church in some ways,
Yeah.
man. Just meeting up. And I know like sometimes we all go through shit and you know, we want to just isolate ourselves and we just want to like go through it alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't want to be around motherfuckers and we're like, yo, man, I'd rather just power through this shit alone.
Exactly.
Or just be around motherfuckers I don't really know. So, you know, I don't have to talk about what's really wrong or what's going on. And I feel like, you know, as long as we meet every week and we could just communicate that shit and talk about it,
Yeah.
I think, you know, it really is a blessing. And I was thinking about it. I was putting a couple of episodes together and I was looking back on the year and I was like, I was thinking about the history of like what we're doing and just like how everything is like an exact, it just represents everything that was happening every week
Yeah.
to us all. And whether people found it entertaining, boring, stupid or whatever, like in the end it's our truth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like what really happened. It's like a documentary
Yeah.
of what's going on with us and shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should end it here, but I guess
I mean, yeah, this is a good way to end it, man.
I think it's the best way to end it.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
There's a few, unfortunately, RIPs we have to give out.
yeah, man.
It's a bunch of people passed away like
Yeah,
within
man.
the past.
This isn't normal, right? This isn't normal that so many
It's-
people
it's-
it is normal.
It's starting to feel normal, Kirk.
What you say?
It's starting to feel normal.
No, but not many people like this pass away.
No.
This
Of
is-
course not. This is
I mean,
probably
like
been
the last end of the month of December.
Yeah.
It's always
That's
in
always
threes.
been a thing, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, is it really like that?
Remember, Carrie Fisher died.
Princess Leia,
Then her mother died right after. George Michael.
George Michael.
Remember those three? It's like always in
It was
threes.
back to
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was I don't know. Death started to feel kind of normal, man.
Man, we got to give a rest in peace to MF Doom,
Yeah.
Zev
Yes.
Love X of KMD.
Yeah, man.
I was a big KMD Zev Love X fan.
Yeah.
I loved Peach Fuzz. I loved that first album.
I love KMD also, that first album.
And shouts for
It's dope.
Dizza telling us that Peach Fuzz, his party was named after that song.
Oh, definitely,
We
100%.
were
yeah.
all the hip hop heads that know Peach
Yeah.
Fuzz kind of figured that out.
Listen, I just wanted to give Dizza a shout out. That's my guy.
I was upset at myself that I didn't know much more about MF Doom until he passed. Like I wish I would have known or was educated on his stuff way beforehand. You know what I mean?
It was fucked up because like they had a second album, Black Bastards, right? That was supposed to get released and it just never got released.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
a lot of shit happened. His brother died
Yep.
on Sub Rock. That was the DJ of
Yeah, the
KMD
DJ,
also.
yeah.
And then they got dropped from Elektra Records
Because of the
because of the
cover.
cover of all
Right.
things. Yeah,
What was
wow.
the cover?
it was like a Sambo and then
and then the noose,
the noose.
getting
Yeah,
hung.
yeah.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It was really controversial. I remember I think maybe I saw a bit of it or they explained it. It was in the Source magazine. I think they were talking about it.
Yeah.
And even that, I thought it was like, just like a horrible circumstance.
And all the shit happened the same week. The brother passed. They
Yeah.
they got dropped from Elektra Records all
Yeah.
in 1 week, and that's why
Damn.
he like went away for a minute, and he came back as MF Doom.
Yeah. It's,
Damn.
but if you hear some of the MF Doom songs, if you listen to the shit, you're gonna be like, oh, I know this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then his
Yeah.
voice is so like noticeable too.
Especially that Operation Doomsday, that album, like
Yeah.
that shit. You need to. That's probably the main joint. If you're gonna listen to any of them, you gotta listen to that joint.
Yeah.
But I didn't like when did that drop? Because I
That
remember
was like in '98 or '99.
that was the time when I started going out a little bit, and I was getting more into like club shit.
It came
Yeah.
out 4/20/99.
Yeah. So that's when I was starting to go out and get ass and look for girls.
Yeah.
And so like the music I was focusing on,
It switched up.
it switched up because I was like, you know what I'm saying?
The commercial
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah. And that's probably when you were like DJing.
That's
more
the same.
now.
Yeah, same with me, man.
So
Like,
yeah,
I knew MF Doom, but I wasn't like following his music because I was playing more commercial hip hop.
yeah,
I kind of left the underground backpack behind.
yeah. And a lot of that shit started becoming somewhat like irrelevant a little bit. Like all the raucous shit just didn't. It didn't resonate anymore.
Exactly, man.
You know, and
Yeah.
then we started just shifting over to the party shit.
Yeah.
But throughout it all, MF Doom just like he literally became the staple for underground hip hop.
hip hop. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the face
Yeah.
Damn.
kind of
It
crazy.
is,
to say
it
that.
is nuts because when you hear that shit, you can hear like all the Griselda, all of that shit that you
Yeah.
hear now.
Yes.
You can hear all of that shit now.
Yeah.
That's crazy because my freshman year of college, my roommate is a Latino guy. He was I believe he was from somewhere like a small town in Texas, and he was all about the underground hip hop. So because of him, I knew about like Brother Lynch and Tech Nine and like all these dudes, and I'm sure he was up on MF Doom, and I would always just tune him out. Like I would never, I would like hear it just because we were living in the same dorm, but I just never understood any of that shit because I was so caught up in the commercial. But yeah, man, I just always wish that I knew a little bit more, like just to see him pass and how big of an influence he was. Like it kind of bothered me. I was like, why didn't I know about this dude?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But yeah, RP to him, man.
RP to
his
him.
family.
RP
condolences.
to. Go ahead.
Oh no, that was it.
I know RP to another legend, right? Ecstasy from
Ecstasy
Houdini.
for Houdini, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all guys are familiar with Houdini, but they was like the biggest hip hop, one of the biggest hip hop acts of the early mid 80s, late 80s.
Yeah.
And they was like up there with Run DMC. Like they was
Yeah.
getting gold and platinum albums. They just never like crossed over like Run DMC did.
Yeah.
But they stayed busy in like the R&B charts. They had a lot of big hits.
My mother was a huge fan of Houdini,
Yeah.
so I knew through her like their music.
Like Friends,
Yeah.
Freaks Come Out at Night, One
Yeah.
Love. Those are like big songs in New York back in the days. So yeah, he passed.
Those
on,
are like party anthems, huh?
there was
Freaks
party
Come Out at
anthem. Yeah, exactly,
Come Out
man.
at
Yeah.
Night.
I feel like a big song on the West Coast was I'm a Hoe.
Oh, I'm a hoe. You know I'm a hoe.
I feel like that
Hell
got a
yeah.
lot of play on the West Coast.
Ice
They had a
Cube
lot of
remade
big
it.
songs. They had a lot of big songs. Friends.
Friends, yeah,
Friends.
man.
How
That was
many
huge.
one
The
is that?
theme song from Video Music Box, 5
yeah.
Minutes of Funk.
I feel like Freaks Come Out at Night is still like a Halloween
That's a
anthem.
Halloween song, yeah, man.
Crazy.
And then also
R.I.P.
Shabba-Doo, right?
Yeah. He was a dancer. He was, I don't know if y'all familiar. Well, he's from Chicago, but he was part of the group called the Lockers. There was like a dance
Oh,
troupe,
yeah.
and they was based out in LA. And they was like in the 70s, they was like huge. They would be like on all the variety shows. Like they was on Soul Train, Johnny Carson.
Oh,
Every
wow.
show you could think of, they was on there. And some of the members from the Lockers was Rerun, Fred Berry from What's
Really?
Happening.
Yeah.
Really?
He was one of the members, and also Tony Basil, the chick that sang Mickey.
Oh yeah.
She was like the co-founder of that group, and she was like one of the members. And she was like did all the bookings for them.
Oh wow.
So they was like big in the 70s, and then like in the 80s, Shabba-Doo like blew up on his own. He started the movie Breaking 1 and 2, and he also choreographed for Madonna.
Wow.
And he was in Lana Richie All Night Long video,
I didn't know anything about it.
as well as Chaka Khan. I Feel for You.
Wow.
He was like one of the main dancers, and he was like one of the best pop lockers of all time.
Wow.
So
R.I.P. to him and his
He
family.
passed
in
away
peace, man.
like right before the New Year's.
Damn.
And then
Lastly, one of the goats of all goats, one of the best
Oh,
team
man.
managers of all team managers, Tommy
Yeah.
Lasorda passed away, man.
93.
93.
Yo,
Had a
the
good
name
life,
Tommy
man.
Lasorda in baseball is like,
It's heavy, bro.
yeah, he's like on the Mount Rushmore of baseball managers, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's a god in LA.
Yeah, I grew up playing at the Tommy Lasorda field, at the baseball field
Yeah,
there.
like he's
So I grew up there.
like that was the only World Series in recent time before last year. In,
Yeah.
'88.
Yeah, he said that before he left, he wanted to see one more. So he got one in October, and he
Yeah,
left.
man.
He left not so long ago, January.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, on that note,
Rest in peace, man.
Let's be right there.
And then also,
4. Sorry, damn.
we got to give another shout out to DJ Audio One,
Yes.
Yes.
who recovered, and I think
He's
it's gonna
home
be he's home now. It's gonna be a slow recovery. But if you guys can't support, and send him whatever you guys can, $2, $20, $200,
But
whatever you can.
he's selling his merch. You could buy his merch.
You can sell his merch.
Yeah.
If you guys look at any of our social media links, there's support DJ Audio One there. You know, if you want to go there, buy some merch. I bought some merch for all of us. It should be coming soon, hopefully. Audio One T-shirts for all of us. I bought some, and just go out there, support him. And Audio One, you know, we can't wait to see you again and see you back. And,
just to see that
do your
gorgeous
thing,
smile.
man.
You could. He's actually his stream is still going. He have like guest DJs
Yes.
on
Oh,
every
dope.
day, so you could
Oh, go subscribe to his Twitch.
to his joints.
However, Twitch does take half of that money, so just go to PayPal.
Yeah.
And just buy his merch.
DJ Audio One with the one at the end.
Support it though. Support him.
Support
and-
the brother,
Yo, it's
yeah.
honestly, man, it's been such a beautiful thing to see his, people rallying for him.
Yeah, man.
Going on his Twitch, and you're just like supporting that motherfucker to the fullest. It's beautiful, man.
That's dope,
Those
man.
are the things that I want to see in DJing. You know what I mean? Like all this other Twitter shit, bullshit.
I
I
know,
don't want
man.
to see that shit.
Yeah.
None of that shit.
That's
man.
not unnecessary, man.
You know,
don't
like
need that
I want to
shit,
see
man.
that shit, motherfuckers rallying for each other and looking out for each other and building community. And
That's
see
it,
what I'm saying?
man. Yeah.
And then, Audio One, get better, man. Can't wait to see you, bro.
Yeah, man. Get well, brother.
Yeah, man.
And then, yeah, man, I think we're going to end it here. So if you want to watch this episode on YouTube or view some of our older episodes as well, you can go to youtube.com/R.O.A.D podcasts. Like, comment, subscribe. We post new episodes every Thursday, y'all, without fail. So definitely come check out the new episodes on YouTube on Thursdays. And on Fridays on YouTube, we've been posting our older Sunday battles from Twitch. So Jamie and I have been working really hard to get these older battles on YouTube for you guys to watch. So every Friday, you can check these older battles on YouTube. And you can also check the newer battles on Sundays at twitch.tv/R.O.A.D podcast. Make sure to follow us on Twitch and subscribe if you can. We just started a new Tuesday on Twitch as well called R.O.A.D Tuesdays. Basically, everyone in the crew alternates every week. You could check Never one week, Jamie one week, D Miles the next week, and myself the next week. Hopefully, we'll start incorporating some of the homies and have them do some guest spots as well on Tuesdays. So definitely check that out. Twitch.tv/R.O.A.D podcast. And all right, y'all, we're out, man.
Peace.
Peace.
See y'all next week.